Hi, welcome to the product overview of VAST Impulse Engine, our state-of-the-art convolution reverb processor designed as a tool to create unique results based on impulse response manipulation while still meeting the demands of the most detailed reverb plugging applications. The VAST Impulse Engine is powered by over 200 impulse responses housed in the factory library that range from plates, springs, rooms, and halls to immense and unreal spaces, and also includes more experimental rhythmic and texture convolutions that are great to add character and movement to your sounds. VAST is designed to also handle any sources that you want to load as impulses by simply dragging your audio files into the waveform display. So make sure you explore any interesting audio files as your convolution source to fully realize the potential of convolution processing. Conceived as a sound design tool, VAST incorporates several additional sound processing modules that integrate with the convolution engine to create complex signal chains that provide an all-in-one solution for any application, from the most subtle and delicate ambience to outlandish and endless sonic textures. Built on the back of our own convolution process featured in our products like Ascend, VAST takes the concept of convolution beyond the worlds of reverb and cabinet simulations by going one step further into unconventional impulse response files that range from cymbal scrapes, percussion loops, and completely sound design sources to transform any audio signal with a completely new approach to convolution processing. At the core of VAST is the Convolution Module, which features a very efficient, low CPU convolution engine packed with powerful controls to allow you to get the most out of your impulse response sources. Any impulse response loaded into the engine can be trimmed using the start and end point markers to create the exact length and position of the convolution file. And with handy fade in and out controls, you can determine how your sources are being affected by the convolution, creating anything from smooth ambiances to detailed rhythmic reflections. You can also swap the direction of the IR, creating exciting reverses from some of the most interesting applications. A powerful resonance detector analyzes the impulse response file and allows you to tame unwanted resonances that may build up in the convolution process. This can be life-saving when loading your own sounds as impulse responses, so that you can readily turn any audio file into a smooth convolution source. To control the shape and tone of your convolution, you can modify the pitch of the IR file, resulting in timbre variation, and also determine the size of the convolution, resulting in a variation in the length of your convolved signal. And by turning on the tempo sync feature, you can create reverbs that match the tempo of your track, or use rhythmic impulses that syncs to your music. When the tempo sync feature is enabled, the pre-delay setting will also be synced to your host tempo to create precise rhythmic offsets. When tempo sync is disabled, the pre-delay works in milliseconds, like the more familiar parameter that we know and love. Additionally, you can turn up the lush effect, which adds movement and modulation to the process, and diffusion to blur transient information and transform echoey rooms into dense spaces. The individual stereo width grants you control over the stereo content of the effect by either narrowing or widening the lows and highs independently. Finally, a gain stage allows you to control the signal level coming out of the convolution module, and a mix knob lets you set the balance between wet and dry signals at this stage of the preset. The factory library contains over 200 impulse response files that range from real captures of existing spaces to lab-grown sounds that bring an edge to the sonic palette in VAST. The library can be accessed via the browser icon and is divided into 8 categories. Room, halls, plates, springs, and large are the kind of IRs that you'd go for when using VAST for your more traditional reverb and spaces application. These are impulse responses that are designed to give you a sense of space and are split up according to their size, and in the case of springs and plates, by the physical mechanism by which these iconic reverb sources are generated. The immense, rhythmic, and texture categories contain sources that push the boundaries of what you thought was possible with the Convolution plugin. The immense categories are surreal, ever-expanding spaces that allow you to get lost in fictional spaces that only exist through VAST. The rhythmic impulses feature a collection of tempo-synced pulses and grooves that will impart a sense of rhythm to your sounds. These are a great example of what can happen when you load a percussion loop as your impulse response and then run your sources through it to impart all of the rhythmic qualities to your sounds. The textures are IR sources that live in between the rhythmic and the more static files by featuring a larger degree of movement without fully becoming rhythmic sources. These can include pan sweeps, crazy filtering, and all sorts of modulation that would add a different kind of character to your sounds. Additionally, you can import any audio file you want to try as an impulse response directly onto the waveform. Keep in mind that shorter files work better by avoiding too much buildup of the convolution tail overlapping with each other. We suggest using files between 1 and 10 seconds in length for even, sustained audio files, or between 1 and 4 beats if loading a file with rhythmic information such as loops or musical content. Included in VAST are 4 audio processing modules that can be rearranged into any order by simply dragging them into the desired combination. These audio effects allow you to not only recreate some of the most iconic applications of space effects like gated reverbs and squashed drum room sounds, but also explore the deep integration of these effects with the convolution processing. The noise gate is a powerful utility module that is packed with several sidechain options beyond the default internal detector. The tempo-synced gating lets you sync your host's BPM to create tremolo-like gating, whereas the dry signal lets you use the input signal of the plugin regardless of what position in the chain the noise gate is located at, or the external, which allows you to route audio directly to the plugin such as a kick drum or a vocal track. This makes it ideal for applications such as background noise gating, tremolo, and reverb gating. The compressor module is based on the analog model of our punish knob, and like the noise gate, includes a selection of sidechain or detector sources, which allows you to use the compression process in more creative ways. The EQ module is a 5-band parametric EQ which can be used to mold the signal going into your convolution process, like filtering out the low end by setting a high-pass filter, or sculpt the end result of your processing before you hit the master stage. There's also a full-featured pitch shift delay with both analog and digital models, modulation and filter settings, and a very creative spread features that allows you to set the stereo width of your echoes all the way from mono to a slight stereo offset to full-on distinct left and right timing, not to mention the pitch shifting capabilities to turn your delay module into a shimmer echo. And to extend even more the flexibility of your routing, you can set the mix knob at any point in the chain to bring the unaffected signal back into the chain. The final module is the output section with an additional reverb stage to glue all of the components together, tonal control, and output clipping and saturation, which gives you full control over the tonal shaping of the sound of Vast. Vast ships with over 200 factory presets that have been programmed to give you a quick and easy start for a myriad of applications. You'll find a selection of reverb applications split into rooms, halls, large, immense, plates, and springs, which allow you to dial in straightforward ambiances in no time based on size and character. The instrument-specific presets have been curated to best suit a particular source type and make use of the additional effects modules to deliver some unique processing ranging from snare plates to gated drum rooms to lush vocal reverbs and huge guitar spaces. Lastly, the creative presets are designed to push Vast to its full potential by exploring the interaction between the different effects modules and their routing possibilities, as well as the engine's extended functionality like reversing the IRs, trimming the convolution source, or adding pitch shifted delays to create echoes that expand your source's harmonic content. Try using Vast as an insert and load one of the creative textures to completely transform your sources, or add rhythmic depth with the creative echoes to explore the full potential of Vast. Vast ships in AU, VST3 and AAX format, and is compatible with PC and Mac systems, including Apple Silicon chips, and is available for purchase on our website, heavyocity.com, where you can also download a trial version for you to test and check out more audio demos and tutorials.